Howdy, cadre. We are revisiting some archetypes for roles within. Yeah, this was just an end zone. Did I kill this one? Oh, did I just look at you? Not long enough, maybe? Yeah, I think I killed this one. It's still dying because of my influence here, and I think I blocked it just because there's nothing. Pillars confirmed. There's nothing of too much value here. I suppose if I want endstone, but there are other places to find endstone too. So let me just duck. Duck my head into a corner here so I don't offend any of these Endermen. And I will apologize for the male focus here, but we are talking about deltas now. All right. Which I don't think this is flushed out as well, because what I'm seeing are less reputable sources. These are articles, like social articles, not scientific ones. So Urban Dictionary is a surprisingly good source at times. I liked their explanation of gamma male, so let's start with their explanation of delta male, which I already don't think I like. But once a hygienic, good-looking, popular athletic man who in his youth had the perfect girlfriend and was admired and envied for his wit and charm. But as he grew up and matured, this man turned into the complete opposite of what he was in his younger days. The delta male is referred to as a has-been, and is used to refer to the lowest caste of the hierarchical society. A delta male is subordinated to all others in the community and is in a continuous struggle of trying too hard to fit in a society where he no longer belongs. Okay. It kind of hints at one of the definitions for gamma male we just covered, which is perhaps, I mean, if you strip all the negativity from this, perhaps he's a person who has looked past the outward trappings of society, the surface level things, hygiene, appearance, popularity, athleticism, youth, those things that society tends to admire. If you're narrowing those things down to dichotomous pairs, obviously in hygienic versus unhygienic, you're going to choose hygiene. In good looking versus ugly, you're going to choose the more attractive. In popular versus unpopular. But if we're trying to look past surfacey stuff, let's continue with a couple more definitions on Urban Dictionary. A delta male is usually the prey of alpha males. Delta males tend to be weak, not only in physique, but also in mental capacity. Delta males usually enjoy being dominated and tormented. By alpha males, and usually go so far as paying for this treatment. Delta males are the most pathetic males in existence, closer to pansies than real men. A pansy is a flower. Well, the author reveals what they're afraid of. The polar opposite of this is a third of an alpha male. He has a clear lack of regard for sexual protection and genital grooming. He is typically an immigrant to the U.S., settles for work that is below minimum wage, below janitorial work, and can often be found on Craigslist whoring his services for meager wages. Okay, so this hints actually at a personality type that wants to be dominated. And I don't think, especially with the comment about immigrants, I don't think that's what's going on. I think a lot of immigrants who accept lower paying jobs are people who don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to be seen as the enemy. And so, and they may be fleeing areas of much more difficult social hardships. So to, yeah, it misses the mark to group all of these people who are marginalized by society into one category like this and claiming they want it. They want to be paid too little. They seek, yeah, no. In fact, there are a lot of men who are in positions of power who want to be dominated in their private life. They will pay to be dominated, which this sort of surface analysis and categorization ignores that fact that there are a lot of men, just to focus on men. I don't want to be focusing on men here, but I don't have I don't want to spend. We need to break this down beyond gender too. And traditionally, the science has been focused on how males fit in society, and the society has been focused on how males fit into society because of the long-standing patriarchal, and part of that is a destruction of or marginalization of historic matriarchal societies and a focus on certain non-human primates like gorillas, and a disrespect or a lack of attention for other non-human primates like bonobos, who I've talked about, more than 10 years ago, um, who have other social hierarchies that are more beneficial to women. And we've done less study and there's been less publication about those, perhaps because they're not as reflected in human society. But yeah, we're perhaps way off topic. Perhaps not. Perhaps all of these overlapping polarized dichotomies need to be tackled in tandem. And perhaps I'm doing a disservice to the majority of our species by focusing on these male archetypes. But again, I'm trying to serve consciously as a reflection of society. And so when I look at these things, and it's male scientists creating theories about male primates, and then male alpha wannabes posting their own interpretations on these social media platforms. In fact, this one has the hashtags. The top definition for delta male on Urban Dictionary has the hashtags has been, jock, alpha male, dirty, poor. Which, yeah, dirtiness and poorness and failure have all been conflated by alpha males and alpha male wannabes as a way to marginalize all of those groups and call them all failures all at once. Yeah, huge disservice. And then, of course, I'm seeing places that don't even list. They list 5 personality types, but Delta is one that is skipped. And I was theorizing just by looking at the Greek letters that a Delta male might be a type, and knowing what I know about Greek letters and their meanings, and the way we use Delta to mean change, change in, like delta degrees would be changing a measurement of change in temperature. Delta length would be a change in the length of something, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so perhaps a delta male might be a type that just wants to change things. And to me that seems limiting, because what is the change you're trying to bring about? Do you just want to tear down the structure of society, like an anarchist or a member of Antifa? Do you want to just destroy it? And if that is your goal, do you have a plan past that? Do you just want to watch the world burn like the Joker? Because all you have is anger and rage at the society you see, or even a fear that we're trapped in it? Or do you have some plan? What are you moving us towards? What do you want to build in its place? And do you think every act of building is an act of destruction or caging? Is every building a cage that keeps you from nature or something? I mean, these are complex issues we're tackling, and I myself don't know all the answers. I'm just trying to provide as much information as I can. But moving on from Delta, the next one that was mentioned is perhaps Sigma. Some people just want to eat pi or calculate pi to the furthest digit. Yeah, I think we're on Sigma. So we'll come back in a moment and try and tackle that. Insert catchphrase here.